of you know by now that an impeachment inquiry and articles of impeachment will now be brought against the President of the United States. It is consuming all of the oxygen in the room in Washington. However, life goes on in the rest of America. From my perspective, a lot of Nebraskans just want Washington to work and work well and try to find consensus around the most important things. How to get a proper budget done. Let's get the right types of trade agreements in order. Let's fix this mess of a prescription drug problem. And these are the things, unfortunately, that are being ignored while this impeachment process goes on. However, there are some things that are moving. I am the ranking member of the Agricultural Appropriations Subcommittee. That means we negotiate the agricultural budget for the United States. It's a very important piece of work. We met with our Senate colleagues this week. We came to an agreement about how to potentially complete this part of the budget by the end of the year. We have 3 outstanding issues, but nonetheless, there's significant movement. I've been in dialogue actively all week long with my colleagues, including the White House, about how to enforce and move on the issue of getting the right mix of policies to lower prescription drug prices for all Americans. This is hurting so many people, and it's not right. Legislation that I've tried to shepherd through the United States House of Representatives came through the Natural Resources Committee this week. It's called Recovering America's Wildlife Act. It is one of the most exciting developments in the conservation space in decades. Basically, it tries to get in front of the Environmental Endangered Species Act, where when that happens, it provokes regulation and litigation, and we just simply get stuck. What this does is actually try to have the preservation of habitat for the benefit of wildlife, for the benefit of recreation, for the benefit of hunters. This is why so many groups across the country, from environmental groups to conservation groups to hunting groups, are actually behind this legislation. It's moving, and I'm proud of that. Finally, there is a new trade agreement in the works between the United States, Canada, and Mexico. It's about there, and it's about time we get this done. There is an opening right now with the budget coming to completion that we can maybe in a bipartisan process get this through the United States House of Representatives. Those are priorities. All of these things are moving, not completed yet, but you won't hear about them on the news because other things are distraction. But pleasure to represent you in the United States House of Representatives. Thank you for all that you do to keep Nebraska a great place to live and work and raise the family.